Hey guys, welcome. It's the 10 at 10 for July 8th, 2025. I'm here with Corbin.
What's up, everybody? We're here to talk about some awesome maples. Got a couple of maple announcements to make real quick. Open house this weekend, Friday, Saturday from 8 to noon. It's going to be a dope day. We got some cool trucks coming in. Got some cool stuff coming up. You're not going to want to miss it.
Also, keep in mind, since that open house is coming, if you're coming and you want to place an order for pickup, be sure to get those orders in by July 9th. That's Wednesday, July 9th by noon, by 12 o'clock. So our crew has enough time to go and pull those out and get those set up for you.
Yeah, and guys, most weeks we do a weekly whammy, and most of the time we do a plant giveaway with it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that this past weekly whammy, we're going to delay the giveaway until today. And then the winner of that giveaway will be announced at the end of this video.
Yes, so stick around for the winner of this weekend's weekly whammy for that tree giveaway. But let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's get in. Acer Oliverum Hot Blonde.
Yeah, this is an awesome tree. I love this species of tree. Gives you so much more heat tolerance. It gives you a lot more color sometimes. The fall color and the spring color and the summer color on this tree are just unreal. It's very amazing. It's a super beautiful tree. Introduction here at MrMaple, one of that heat seeker collection. So, pretty dope.
That's what I love about this tree. It has superpowers, but this also has aesthetic, pleasing, ornamental value to it. The way it leaves out. And right now on these, we're starting to get that summer flush on some of these with that red, the way it leaves out. Again, and then there are some that say, hey man, the red colors on this one are even better than Osakazuki.
Yeah, we put one of these into the MrMaple Gardens, I guess last year, as a huge tree, and it's put on probably about 2 feet of growth in every direction since then. This is such a vigorous grower. It's really going to get out there in the landscape. And this is one that I think if you don't have many trees in the backyard, you live in a hotter climate, you throw this in there, it's going to put on some growth. It's going to start generating a little bit more shade. Now, I will say these ones have a little bit more of a vase shape to them, which I kind of like. It's going to take a little bit to put some shade out there, but it's going to grow really quick. And then you're going to get to enjoy, a beacon of fall color and this beautiful yellow that you see most throughout the year. It's pretty awesome.
Don't pass up. Hot Blonde.
All right, guys. Up next, we got an awesome Acer Pomatum Hime Showjo.
Man, what I love about this one is that it's those tiny, tiny leaves. But, what's really cool about this is sometimes we have a hard time when we want a red color in a shaded area. And this is one that when it leaves out and goes red with sunlight, it's going to be even more intense. But this is one that does hold its red color a little bit longer and better than some of the other reds if you have it in shade.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of my favorite witch's brooms. This is one of the first witch's brooms that I ever got. I think it has a really unique structure. I think that the leaves are very unique on it. I love how, you get that classic witch's broom, kind of short and center node. I guess they call it a crab leaf in Japan. But it's just super beautiful. But then there's so many forms. It looks funky. No one leaf looks the same sometimes, especially if you have some unusual weather, which is very interesting to get on this thing. But great cherry red fall colors, a great structure. This is a very beautiful tree, and I just like how tight and dense it is. It's one of those dwarfs that's going to kind of put off, a long leader, and then it'll dense up through that as it goes along. But yeah, like Sean said, great in the shade, great red color.
And one of those that's also great for the container, it being a witch's broom, and that habit you talk about where it kind of gets that kind of a ball shape to it. Excellent tree for those containers. Don't miss out this week on Hime Showjo.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, people have been asking, and we're bringing it back. We have Flamethrower.
Yeah, these are awesome. I feel like, every couple of days there's comments asking, please bring Flamethrower back. We love that. We got some pretty good sizes in this one. I think this is probably a true 1 gallon. It's not a nursery 1 gallon, and it's in a slotted pots. So just make sure if you keep it in this pot, you're going to be giving it lots of water, because these are actually made to put on a lot of root growth to grow them really quick. So they drain water really, really well. So I'd recommend either uppotting these plants, or be very, very generous with the water on these.
And at the same thing, I mean, just all the colors that it puts off. You're talking about in that landscape, you want that boom, you want that in your landscape, you want that focal point, you want your neighbors to drive by and slow down and say, what is that? Well, this is going to give that to you with all the different colors coming out. And I really, I heard it the other day, Tim mentioned it, he's like, this is the equivalent of a moonrise for one of these. So, I mean, like, you get those same type of multicolored, different, those reds and those oranges and those greens all popping at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I love what Flamethrower does. It's such an awesome native-R. Very, very beautiful. As the summer kind of progresses, it can put on more beautiful colors. Might leaf out a little bit green, but you'll see that color kind of flush over as it starts to pick up some of that heat. These are awesome. I mean, it's cool to see native red buds around, the southeast, but then to get an awesome cultivated variety of it that looks as ornamental as this one does is just dope. 12 to 15 feet in 10 years, so keep that in mind. And I think these work for zone 6 through 9. So if you're in a little bit colder of a climate, you might miss out on this one, but it's super dope, super awesome, and these look great in the garden. All right, guys. Next up, we got Acer Pomatum Goshiki Shidare.
Man, we're talking about the pink, white, variegated, weeping lace leaf. Man, what I really like looking at this right now, we're in summer, so when it leaves out, you get that white and pink twisted variegation and this thin lace leaf. But man, right now we're in, the heat of the summer. So right now you got that white just popping out of this. Even in the summer, it's still showing out.
Yeah, I think this weekend I just went up to Pittsburgh, and I got to see one of these as a large specimen, which is really cool. They just have such a nice structure to them. They're so beautiful in the variegation. Obviously I think this is similar to like something like Hanamatoi, but it's not going to brighten up as much in that sun as Hanamatoi was. You kind of get those colors earlier during the springtime with the pinks and the reddish colors moving in towards this more summer color. But this one has like a very nice bright green that it goes to during the summer, which really plays with that white a lot. I think that it contrasts like so well. Whenever you see a large specimen of this tree, it's just so awesome because you just have those streaks of white, which kind of allow the sun to kind of penetrate deeper into certain parts of the tree. So it kind of gives you this really nice lighting effect that goes on. Super beautiful. I love, like I said, the structure of this tree. And it's just one that catches your eye in the close-up areas in the garden. It looks like that classic kind of lace leaf from far away, but as you get closer and closer, you start to notice the variegation and the white stripping throughout it, and it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, man. Put this in the front of the garden so you can go by and you can just see the detail. Now, this is one because it does have that variegation. We do recommend that morning sun, afternoon shade, and this one can be prone to revert. So if you see a strictly green, go ahead and cut that out just to promote the best of the variegation. And we make it a point that when these get grafted, that we're grafting from the most variegated scion wood to promote the best variegation. But like I said, it can revert, but if you see that, you just cut out all that green, and it'll help push that more variegation.
Yeah, and then you get kind of like a classic, like a lace leaf color during the fall time. Kind of starting off with those yellows that you'd see in something like Viridis, but slowly moving into like the oranges and the reds as the time progresses. Dope tree. Do not miss out on Goshiki Shidare.
Okay, guys, we are coming with you, not to be confused with Acer Pomatum, but we have Pinus thunbergii Kotobuki.
Yeah. Kotobuki, you're referring to like Japanese, a certain type of Japanese drama. And both of those, Kotobuki, Acer Pomatum brings the show in a different way than this one does. I think Kotobuki Acer Pomatum is very flashy. You know, it has really nice color. But Kotobuki on this black pine is it has so much movement. It has really nice movement in the garden. The classic black pine look. Something super, super hardy that you're going to get. But then this is going to say super small as well. So
I think that's the key point, that it stays small. And it being a black pine, the needles on this tend to be smaller than other black pines. So this one gives just a really interesting, you know, texture in the landscape. And it allows you to fit some of those smaller spots. Say you have a corner in your landscape, you know, in that front bed, and you want to squeeze something in. This is one where you can bring that black pine and that texture and that color into your landscape, but fit those smaller spots.
well, and then imagine if it was like a brick corner that's just sitting there soaking up all the heat. This thing is going to handle it. I mean, this thing goes up to, I believe, zone 10. So, I mean, it's very hardy. This is an amazing tree. I know that some people use it for bonsai. And this is one that I would say maybe start out growing it off in the ground. Build up a nice structure, and then as, you know, you get your structure built up, dig that sucker up, throw it in a pot, bada bing, bada boom, you got a really nice sized bonsai, because this thing is going to put on, you know, it gets 3 to 4 foot in height by about, I think, 3 foot wide in 10 years. So super, super slow growing tree. Like I was talking about with bonsai, you sit there and you shape it, you give it a nice shape and throw it in the pot. But you ain't even got to throw it in the pot, because this thing is going to look like a bonsai in the garden as well, which I think is one of the coolest things about this. Those pines give you such a regal structure. They really hold the garden together.
So there you got it, Pinus Thunbergii, Kotobuki.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. One of my favorite white pines. We got Pinus parviflora Tanema no Yuki, guys.
Woo, talk about, you say we need more conifers at 10 of 10. We're trying to bring them to you. But this one has that pizzazz. We're talking about white variegation.
I know Sean, he's been studying up on his Japanese. What does this one mean, man?
This is snow in the valley. And I'll tell you what, with this white that's on it, with that variegation on those tips, I mean, it's just so intense, and it makes me think of snow. I mean, and just, but not just that, the habit of it, the way it kind of reaches out, and I mean, it's just a magnificent tree.
Yeah, I've seen this one kind of grow in 2 different ways, and I think it's probably like a shade thing, but I've seen this kind of grow in a really tight ball, and then there's other times where I've seen it kind of reach out. I'm personally more of a fan of how it reaches out, but knowing that you can grow this 2 different ways is important. We actually moved one of these from Matt's garden into the MrMaple garden, and it is one of my favorite trees. I mean, I love white pines. I think they're so striking. I love variegation. I think it's so striking. But then you get that play between like that light blue needle with that white mixing in, and then you have that stuff that's right in between there, and it just really gives us an ornamental appeal. And it looks nice as like little tufts on top of the tree, almost like it is covered in snow. But I really do like the ball form, because, you know, it looks like the whole entire tree is just kind of frosted with white. Like, you just kind of, it almost looks like one of those like old school like railroad figurines with the painted snow on it. Right. And it's beautiful.
And look at the size of these. These are, I mean, such great sizes available today. Don't pass up.
Yeah, this one is, you're going to be hitting yourself if you don't pick up one of these today, because it is such an awesome cultivar. Guys, this next plant is one that's going to remind you of the desert, but you don't got to live there to get this awesome tree. We got Chamaecyparis lawsonii Weissel Sagaro.
Man, this one is so cool. And I know I probably talk it to death, and people are like, Sean, shut up about it. But you know what? I'm going to bring it up again. Vertical interest in the landscape is so important. And that's what's so cool about this one, is that it is a columnar tree that gives you that vertical interest. It stays tight. It's going to grow and stay tight. And then you got these that come off of it. I mean, just a killer tree in the landscape. Cool texture, cool look, and it gives you that vertical interest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the name is it's such aptly named. You know, it does look like one of those saguaro cactuses out in the middle of the desert. But I mean, it's a conifer. It's so cool. This one just kind of shoots straight up and then has those little arms just like a cactus. Like you said, I mean, vertical interest is super important, but, you know, using these as kind of a wall would be nice, you know, because they don't really get too far out. But you can kind of get a little bit of privacy, but still make it a little bit breathable, you know. This is going to be a good plant to put around other plants. Maybe a lace leaf that's really low and weeping, and you want to have a transitionary plant up to some of those taller things like you're talking about. Great plant. It's going to compare and contrast to some nice yellows like the ones we got behind us. Versatile plant, super dope.
I mean, and just the foliage is so small on these that it almost looks like when you get the sun shining through them, it almost looks like the ends and the tips are just glowing. Don't sleep on this, guys. This is a killer tree.
Yeah, 6 to 7 feet in 10 years, you know, about 3 foot wide in 10 years as well. So a very manageable plant, very small footprint in the garden. It's going to allow you to get a lot of other stuff up around this thing. Super dope. Don't miss out.
Okay, guys, don't sleep on this one. We got Acer Pomatum Orizuru. Super variegated, really awesome plant. And I can remember when I first started at Mr. Maple, this is one of the first ones I noticed because it's one of those, when I walked into a greenhouse, this was one of those that was kind of in that set, but that whole set with that variegation just screamed and showed off against everything else inside that greenhouse.
Yeah, I mean, Arena Nishiki styles are definitely one that you pick up on whenever you first start, but then you start to see the differences in the Arena Nishiki and they start to kind of filter out. You have ones that have a nice swirl, you have ones that have really nice sand dusting, then you have some that have both, and you know, I believe this is definitely one that has both that sand dusting effect, you know, that you get from something like Ukigumo, but then, you know, that swirling effect that you get from that straight Arena Nishiki style. I love just the diversity in each variegation on the leaf. This one's just going to look so beautiful, especially if you put it next to something that has a strong color, like a strong green color. Like put this with some nice conifers or something. That's going to give you a nice background to really make this stuff pop. Put it next to something that has a similar variegation, like maybe that Goshiki Shidari that we were talking about earlier, and get the play between the greens and the whites. It's going to look cool.
Semi-pendulous habit. You can stake it up to get even more height on it and let it, you know, reach out from there. This is one you don't want to pass up. And you're talking about that variegation. What I really like about this is sometimes some of these trees that are variegated, every leaf kind of has the same variegation. This is one of those. You look at every leaf and every leaf has a different variegation. Some of it looks like it's just some white speckles painted on it. Then some of it looks like it's a green leaf with white. And then you look at some of the leaves and it looks like it's a white leaf with green. Really, really killer tree. Don't miss it.
Nope.
Okay, guys, before we announce the winner, we got a couple more trees to announce. And for all the bonsai people out there, we're bringing you Acer Pomatum Shindojo.
And I feel like the bonsai people, they've been eating good lately. Been getting to Showjo, Shindojo, some really cool dwarf leaf maples, small leaf maples, some pine barks up in there, and now we got the improved form of the Showjo, guys. Shin meaning improved, the Showjo meaning the Showjo, I guess.
I thought shin meant below the knee.
Well, you know, that's only if you smack it on something today like Sean did. But, guys, Shindojo, giving you those heightened cherry reds in the springtime. Everybody loves it for bonsai, you know. And I just enjoy it for that spring color. It has a really nice emerald color that I'm noticing right now during the summertime. With kind of play between that blushing of this new growth that's happening. Looks really ornamental. I believe I also saw one of these at the Phipps, you know, conservatory. And, you know, they were doing a lot of trimming back. So the tree had a lot more flushes going on. But all of those new growth flushes were just that cherry red that you come to expect whenever you see something like Shindojo. And it just looked electric. I mean, it looked so cool to have, you know, that emerald green leaf that you expect from a Japanese maple. But then with just like little blots of red, like somebody had just sprinkled it on the tree, and it was really beautiful.
Well, what's really cool about this tree is that even now in summer, there's a lot going on. You're talking about that summer flush with those reds, but even look at the new growth on the stemming. That it kind of has this red color going to it. So looking at the full stem, you kind of got this multicolor going on with it. And when we talk about for bonsai, we always like to recommend, because this is a grafted tree, put this in your landscape, put it in the ground, and then you've got a source for years to come for you to get, you know, you can do rooted cuttings for it, and you got years and years to come supply for your bonsai with this.
Yeah, Shindojo is a very cool plant. I look at it some years and it makes me think like what's going on underneath the hood, because I've seen this thing leaf out almost like Ukigumo. I mean, you know, like if you have a weird weather pattern too, like this one will get almost like Ukigumo colors, like a white with the sand dusting color on top of it. So it's really interesting. It kind of keeps you guessing each year, especially if you have some weird weather like we do here in Western North Carolina a lot of times. But yeah, super amazing tree, a classic, a new improved classic, and you're not going to want to miss out on Shindojo. All right, guys, we got moving into some bigger stuff. We got an awesome Cornus Venus right here.
Man, I'll tell you what, this thing probably puts off some of the largest blooms for any of these. I mean, it is just a killer tree. And look at just the pure size of this. We're standing here. These are some big ones. This is ready for the landscape.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of these are going to be able to ship. This is a great tree. I mean, those big blooms, 5 to 6 inch blooms on this guy. So
big ones. It's
going to look great in the landscape, kind of giving you that classic dogwood look that we love. Something too about dogwoods I feel like we neglect. I love the fall color on them.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the fall color is just so nice. You kind of get that blush starting out and moves throughout the leaf. It's super beautiful, giving you some nice oranges and yellows. And then, I mean, that's a great thing to have too as you move in through. It's not just a one-hit wonder with the beautiful flowers that it has, but it's also going to give you that fall appeal as well. Venus, a great tree.
And instant gratification sizes ready for you today.
Yeah, I mean, MrMaple is putting on some big trees lately, I feel like, man. We got some nice big trees. We got some stuff back here that it might be a little bit too big for it to ship. So if you want some big trees, you can always order and then come pick up. We'd love to help you out on that. Also,
and if you're coming to the open house, we can put it on hold for pickup at the open house.
That is definitely true. So open house is going to be a great opportunity to pick up some of that larger stuff as well. And also, if you aren't going to be able to make it to the open house, you're a local or you're within driving distance, you can always schedule an appointment on Thursdays. Sometimes it'll be Sean, sometimes it'll be me, sometimes it'll be Brian. We got Jess out here too. We'd love to help you. We'd love to get you that tree that you need in your garden. And yeah, so just call the office, email them, let them know, hey, I want to come check out some of that large stuff on a Thursday.
Venus.
All right.
Okay, guys, we're bringing you one of the rarest of all Japanese maples, Acer Pomatum, Bloodgood.
Yeah, I don't know about rarest, but we got some awesome sizes on these Bloodgoods today. I think this is number 11 right here, so I just wanted to show you how good these Bloodgoods look. So these look so super dope. I mean, great sizes if you're looking for something that you just want to kind of start off, getting some nice shaping going on. I mean, we got some dope 2 gallons right there, and then we also got a 10-gallon, guys.
And you know what? We joke. But you know what? Bloodgood, do you know how many at the open houses, how many people tell me their first tree that sent them down the Japanese maple road is the Bloodgood? And you can't sleep on it. And there's a reason why. Man, you drive down your neighborhood and you see one of these during the fall and even during the summer, holding its color. They're heat tolerant, easy trees to grow, have a great upright shape. There's a reason that Bloodgood is that OG.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a tree that stands the test of time. You know, it's like whenever I was in middle school, which, you know, it seems like a long distance away from me. I mean, but it was just like, we had these 2 giant trees that would grow in front of the elementary school and the middle school. And I would just like go up and look at them, and they're just completely red. And it just kind of dropped my jaw, like even as a little kid, you know, it's like, well, why, like trees are green, you know, and then you get this awesome red color going on. And, you know, I wouldn't figure out what that tree was until, you know, I started working here a couple of years ago. And like you said, this is the one that starts most people down that road. And dude, sometimes it's nice to fly 60 going down the Japanese maple road, but then sometimes you like to cruise a little bit, man. And these Bloodgoods, that's cruising, bro. That's just chilling, enjoying what we love about Japanese maples.
And instant gratification size is ready for you today.
All right, Sean. I think it's time, man. We have been making these guys wait long enough. Who's the winner of that weekly whammy tree from last week?
So the winner is, and there were a lot of entries this time. This contest was open longer than our normal live, so there was probably twice as many entries. But we have Miss Amy Medina.
Congratulations, yeah, winning an awesome Koto no Ito.
Absolutely. And Amy, if you're watching this, we're going to reach out to you, but if you see this first, reach out to us. Let us know if you want us to hold it for you for open house if you're coming. But congratulations, Amy. You are the winner of the Koto no Ito.
Yeah, guys. Well, thanks for checking out this 10 at 10. Thanks for patiently waiting for that giveaway. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great open house this week. Super dope. Going to be a great time hanging out with everybody. Make sure to bring some water. It is going to be open only from 8 to 12, guys, because you can imagine it's getting pretty hot in them greenhouses. You might be able to cook some cookies there or something like that. Make a fried egg in there or something.
Some maple cookies.
Yeah, maple cookies. So just remember, bring some water, show up early, and get ready to see some dope maples, talk maples, and enjoy hanging out with maple folk.
And guys, remember to like, subscribe, share. Tune in weekly for our podcast. Tune in daily for a new show every day. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.